I'm Akash Mohan from Campus Law Center in this part of your lecture where you talked about dark ages. Sir, my question is caste system, can it be a contributing factor to dark ages? Or, sir, in your first part of your lecture, you talked about dark ages. Very much possibility of dark ages nowadays. Sir, my question is, can caste system be a contributing factor to dark ages? And what about the reservation which is based on caste? Can it also be a contributing factor to dark ages? Thank you, sir.
I think I better stand there. I feel that there's a lot of misunderstanding about caste and the theory of reservation for caste. You see, reservation is an exception to the rule of equality. To that extent, it is repugnant to the Constitution. But it has been saved expressly by our Constitution because equality means that those people have been treated equally in history. The castes, which we call the scheduled castes, are those who have suffered humiliation, denial of education for centuries, and so much so that the conclusion that has been reached by the Constituent Assembly is that their mental faculties have been so seriously depreciated that they cannot be expected to compete on terms of equality with those who have not gone through this historical system of injustice. So reservations are a justification, and the justification is perfectly sound justification. After all, they produced Dr. Ambedkar. And ultimately, after having used Ambedkar, I'm sorry to say that I'm a critic of most of the things that have been done by the government. They used Dr. Ambedkar so much. Having used him, they almost, they proved so ungrateful to that man. After 2.5 years, that man went and embraced Buddhism. He became a Buddhist. But I don't believe that there has been a greater jurist than Dr. Ambedkar himself. But it is again, it's a phenomenon of history which you can't explain. He belonged to that caste which had suffered this kind of injustice, and yet they produced one excellent person who became the founding father of our Indian Constitution. Now we must sit and reward those people from whose community he came, and he did advise that there should be reservations for some time. Now politicians will not allow these reservations ever to go. Now that is the action of corrupt politicians, and please fight against corrupt politicians if you want to, but please satisfy yourself. Has the educational training provided for these scheduled castes, has it been of such quality and such duration that you can say that the historical injustice has been neutralized?